my grandmother's story.
Go ahead.
And she changed everything about me. So I mentioned to her that I wanted to do something for my great-great-grandmother. She said, "Do you mean a memorial type thing, Mr. Hendrix?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "Well, Mr. Hendrix, listen to my words very carefully." She had great wisdom. She said, "We shall all pass this earth, Brother Hendrix. Only the stones will remain." Said, "You Iuchi people honor their people, their ancestors with stones." So I knew that Lauderdale County had probably more rocks than any place in the world. So, but I drove back 760 miles back from Oklahoma. I had no idea what I was going to do with these rocks until I pulled in about where your car is today, and I realized that I was going to build her 2 walls. I started right here nearly 33 years ago. This wall represents her journey from Lauderdale County, Alabama, to the Indian Nations in Oklahoma. This wall over here represents her journey from Muskogee, Oklahoma, where they placed her and her sister. She came back by herself. It took her 5 years to come back. This wall represents her journey. There's a second wall on the inside, and I'm going to carry you just to right that spot right there in a few minutes before you leave, and you'll get an idea just how large the wall is. That wall goes parallel with this one, and that's for the people that died going out there. All the old people died. So I got back home and realized what I was going to do. So I called out there and told her what I was going to do, and I got the shock of my life, what she said to me. "Mr. Hendrix, we expect you to lay 1 stone at a time for each step your grandmother made. No mortar, no dirt, no piling rocks in there. You place them 1 at a time." So for 33 years nearly, I placed 1 rock at a time. There's 8.5 million pounds of stones here. How do you know? Did you count each stone? No, I didn't. But my wife suggested that I go down with a cotton gin on the first load and weigh my truck empty, and then came back and weigh it level full. This is my 4th truck, level full. I did that. It weighed 900 pounds. So my wife has kept up with the loads. I'm over 8.5 million pounds. I placed them 1 at a time, but I picked up 8.5 million pounds and placed them on my truck away from here. When I got here, I picked up 8.5 million pounds and placed them on a wheelbarrow, and then carried them to the wall and picked up 8.5 million pounds.
You did this all yourself.
Placed them in the wall.
Wow.
So each stone you pass today has been handled 3 times. So I picked up 25 million pounds.
Oh
33
my
years.
goodness.
I've what? 3 trucks, 27 wheelbarrows, 3,300 pairs of gloves, 3 dogs, and 1 80-year-old man.
Wow.
It is the largest.
Here's the current dog.
This is Pavarotti.
This one's looking more out too.
This is Pavarotti. He sings a lot. My wife is a classical musician. She loves classical music. So anyway, there's stones in here from every state in the Union, 127 countries, territories, and islands, and a meteorite. You'll have a ball with your camera here. But anyway, and it's the largest unmortared rock wall in the United States. It's the largest memorial to a Native American woman, and for the ladies, it's the largest memorial to a woman because the Statue of Liberty is a symbol. It has been declared one of the 10 top environmental arts in the United States by 32 of the top art teachers in the U.S. And it's been listed as one of the 12 spiritual places in Alabama, 11 churches in here.
Wow.
Very spiritual place. That's one of the main reasons right there. And it's also, just a few months ago, placed in the Library of Congress.
Oh,
that is wonderful.
Tribute to a very special lady.
Petrified wood there too.
All over.
Yep.
7 years old. This is what's so beautiful about this. You never know. Mr. Hendrix, here's a meteorite fell in 1907 in Barton, Alabama. Mr. Hendrix, here's the ugliest rock in Alabama. Mr. Hendrix, 7 years old. Mr. Hendrix, do you have a chocolate chip cookie rock in your wall? No, sweetie, I've never heard of a chocolate chip cookie rock. She says, well, I brought you one.
Oh,
so
great.
Do you have granite from Utah?
I don't have granite.
Look at that.
I have several pieces from Utah. I've got a fossilized dirt daubler's nest.
Where does that come from?
Of all places you think about, I've got these stones from all over the world. This came from 15 miles up here at Killeen, Alabama.
That's amazing.
And another little girl said, Mr. Hendrix, I fear for your wall, so I have brought someone to guard it. Who did you bring to guard it, Sally B? Casper the Ghost.
That is cute.
Would you like to see the back teeth of the T-Rex, the dinosaur?
You bet.
Okay. This is a little shark rock, a little Jaws rock she brought me.
Great.
This is from Mount Vesuvius. That's the front canine tooth from Colorado of a T-Rex, and those are his back teeth from British Columbia.
Really, truly is. Wow.
World's largest arrowhead.
Look at that. This is phenomenal.
World's largest arrowhead, 23 pounds. The gentleman made that with a copper hammer.
Where do you suppose that was from and when?
He made it about 3 years ago. It took him about a year. He broke several, but he did it with a copper hammer. It's a work of art.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is from the Antarctic. This is from the Arctic. Easter Island.
Wow.
Gentleman sent this to me from Easter Island.
Wow.
That's
You
amazing.
let me know when you're
Is
through.
that pumice?
Okay. Utah. Fossilized dirt dauber nest it's out of Zion National
Zions,
Park.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that something? But this
Yeah.
gentleman,
cool.
a paleontologist brought this to me. He said this booger was about 13 inches long back 1.5 million years
Oh,
ago.
wow.
I bet.
Yeah.
But nobody's ever seen a fossilized dirt dauber.
Yeah.
No.
That's a 26 million year old fossilized turtle out there from North
look
Dakota.
At that. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And this
What,
is
a
from,
Mayan?
we just had priests from Machu Picchu. That's from Machu Picchu.
Wow.
This is from the Sea of Galilee.
Oh.
This looks like an ancient attempt at a asphalt highway.
Well, actually, it's what we call
the way it's
It's called conglomerate. It's
Yeah.
where a volcano has erupted and flowed into smaller rocks like this, and when it hardened.
Oh,
See
cool.
that the real yellow looky, that's the
the lava.
yeah, that's the lava. Meteorite fell in 1907 in Barton, Alabama. I just got it back from the University of Pennsylvania for analysis. Got 13 different types of minerals. This is also from Colorado. Colorado. This is from Colorado. It's a wasp nest.
Now, you know what's interesting is if you look at the pattern. You ever been to Devil's Post Pile in California?
No, I haven't. I've been right here for 33 years.
Okay. If you look up Devil's Post Pile on the internet, this exact same shape is on this mountain dome.
Oh, really?
Yes. And it's probably, 60, 70 feet high.
Oh, my goodness.
And when you hike down the canyons, it's in the High Sierras in California, located in the High Sierras, just south of Yosemite National Park. And it's by the Kern River. But you hike up there and you walk up on the top of the dome, and these tall pillars with this shape on the top are up there. If you have the internet, look up. It's called Devil's Post Pile.
My wife is a computer person.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
But it's got that exact same shape. That is neat.
It is.
Then this old gentleman came just a while back. He said, Mr. Hendrix, do you have the ugliest rock in Alabama? I said, well, my friend, I've got 8.5 million pounds of stones here, and I have never seen an ugly rock. 2 weeks later, this lady came by and she says, Mr. Hendrix, may I photograph it? And I said, sure you can. You know what she said?
What?
Could you hold it up kind of like this? I thought, oh boy, thanks for that compliment.
There's your another Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
Well, I have some granite that I was building a waterfall. And I'm not quite the collector you are, but I do go up in the mountains and I collect rocks. And I have so far probably about 40 feet of rock, about that wide and about that tall, different granites, Mississippi marble.
We appreciate these things.
And some different things that comes out of Utah. When they were building the temples and everything there in Utah, some of the stone. And I happened to be driving by when they were rebuilding the This Is the Place monument. When Brigham Young came to the Salt Lake Valley and he looked out over it and he said, yes, this is the place, because he'd seen it in a vision.
Yeah.
Before they left, this area. And they were rebuilding the monument, and they were throwing away some of the old granite from the original one. So I asked if I could have some, and they gave me some.
Oh, nice.
So I got a piece about that big that I'll send you, and you can put on your wall. And then
It would be an honor to have it here.
tell people that this is from the This Is the Place monument, where Brigham Young said, this is where God has told us to come and build his church. And
oh boy,
that was the monument.
I don't have anything.
That would add more spiritual.
If you like it's just about 30
That's
feet,
a neat shell.
and you can see how large the wall is. It's right here. It's not very